may have seen that I did a vid kind of comparing and contrasting the Sire S7 with like an Ibanez AZ Prestige, the pink model, the one with the dual humbuckers. And I actually preferred this guitar, even though that's a very high-end guitar. I thought this kind of did that super strat job a little bit better, and I was more interested in kind of zing and clarity from these pickups than the more modern kind of sounding Hyperion pickups, which I think are fairly high output. This neck, and basically this whole guitar, I think is modelled kind of off a Sire with that kind of elliptical feeling neck. But a really nice feeling neck. I think that's really the highlight of the instrument for me. But I was thinking, because this came into my possession recently, that maybe I think I might pick something like an Ibanez RGT over it, because I can get one of these for quite a good price, sort of like 650, so maybe 100 quid or so more than this. And this is kind of, would have been the top of the line kind of Ibanez RG back in the day, and has a load of kind of nostalgic stuff built into it for me. These are the sorts of guitars that I'd have been looking at when I was younger and thinking, I really want one of those. And also the pickups, maybe it's something to do with the Floyd Rose as well. It has a real zing to it, you know, a lot of clarity, a lot of sustain, possibly due to the through neck. But I think this, for me, is what I'd rather buy than a more modern kind of Ibanez AZ. Even though it's got a slightly slimmer neck, you know, it's an RG Wizard neck, I think, Wizard Prestige maybe, and the Floyd Rose, which is not necessarily ideal. I still think if you're going to do the super strat thing, you might as well go all in. And for the money, you could get, I think, pretty much any of the Ibanez RG line now from sort of 10-15 years ago. They're not in fashion anymore, so you can find these for really, really competitive prices. And, you know, like a Japanese top of the line built Ibanez RG now, you can easily grab them. You know, RG 550s come up all the time for about 500 quid. And I still think they're really great guitars, and I think for a certain bunch of us of a certain age, maybe they've got these really cool kind of memories, and I think if you pick one up and play one, you might be surprised. I think those in-between positions for me I really love, and I do miss those sometimes on like a guitar without the kind of Ibanez 5-way switch thing. It was something that I grew up using. But, you know, for 650 quid, which is what I paid for this used, it's really quite an incredible guitar. More kind of in the realm of like a Sire modern, and this is more kind of towards a Sire standard kind of style guitar, but kind of the original Super Strat in some ways. Fantastically built. Floyd Rose stays in tune. Pickups I think sound great, and is really different to play to any of my other guitars, and kind of brings something different to the party, whereas this is a bit more conventional. And you know, maybe you want that, maybe if this was a guitar to gig with, I don't know, there's still people out there that are gigging with Ibanez RGs. I think if you showed up with this, plenty of people wouldn't necessarily have the stigma that some of us guitarists might have towards an Ibanez RG. If you sound good and you can play good on it, I think, what is it, the guy, Daryl Sims? He sounds great playing an RG. Rick Graham sounds great playing an RG when he still used to. Yeah, who are your favourite RG players? Do you have a favourite RG model? If you had to grab one, which would you get? But that was just like a little thought that I had this morning. You know, you could buy a new Sire S7, or you could buy a new Ibanez AZ or whatever, or you could be a bit nostalgic and grab a used kind of Ibanez RG, save yourself possibly quite a lot of money compared to their newer Japanese stuff, and get a really, really top of the line guitar that maybe is being sat unplayed because they're not fashionable anymore. Let me know your thoughts. Here's some more playing. Cheers!